True or false, people are basically good? Well, the answer to this question is false, and people are not basically good according to the Bible. In fact, the Bible teaches that people are sinful. Now, that may be hard to hear, especially if you've got a sweet grandmother that you've got in view right now who's the nicest woman in the world. So we should clarify on goodness. We're talking about a difference in standards between God's standard of goodness and man's standard of goodness. And the prophet Isaiah said long ago that about the Lord, that his thoughts are not our thoughts, nor are his ways our ways. And this is especially true in the area of goodness. Let me just read a couple of verses from the Bible. Ecclesiastes 7:20 says this, "For there is not a just man on earth who does good and does not sin." Isaiah 53:6 says, "All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all." And then Romans 3:10 in the New Testament also confirms the fact that nobody's good by saying this, "As it is written, there's none righteous, no, not one." You go down to verse 12, that last phrase, "There's none who does good, no, not one." And so we see God's standard is pretty clear. In his estimation, there's nobody that's good. Now that should concern most of us because we've heard all of our lives that there's a standard of goodness that needs to be obtained in order to get into heaven. And if by God's standard nobody measures up, then we've got a bad problem. In fact, that's what Romans 3 concludes. He concludes that all are under sin, that there's nobody good, not one. But Romans 3 goes on to describe not only our problem, but it goes on to describe our solution, God's solution for this goodness issue. And he says this in Romans 3:21, he says, "But now the righteousness of God apart from the law is revealed, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of God through faith in Jesus Christ to all and on all who believe, for there is no difference." And see, mankind is not good, but God in his love and mercy has provided a way to provide his righteousness for each man, woman, and child who will simply put their faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. What happens in that moment is not only does Jesus' death count in our place, not only does he pay the penalty that we deserve, but God also credits his righteousness to our account if we'll simply believe in the finished work of Jesus Christ.